Ba-dum-bum-bum-bum. Okay. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 1, 2. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 1, 2. Is that working? Is that on? Ah, what's the worst that can happen? Alright, you go down over there. You go there. You go there. And that's on. Bada bing, bada bang, bada bang, bada bang. Bada bang, bada bang, bada bang, bada boom. Okay, gotta pop that out. Going to pop this out. Multiple chats, multiple settings, yada yada, yada you. Ah, hooray. Okay. What's the worst that can happen, I say? What is the worst that can happen? Alright. Let's see, let's see. Yeehaw indeed. We out here yeeing? We out here hawing. Oh, I don't like that. I don't like the way that I said that at all. Ah, well. Ah, well. Okay. Let's get to painting. What do I got? What do I got? Actually, let me just put this window over here. You'd think I'd get all my windows sorted out before I start going live, but that's not how I roll. That's not how I do things. That isn't the professional services I seek to provide. Do I seek to provide services of any kind? No. I think that's illegal. I don't think I can actually do that. Okay, let's see. What paint do I want? What am I gonna do to you, little man? What am I gonna do to you? You tiny little boy. I think I'm gonna paint you green. I don't know why I think that. It just seems appropriate. It just seems appropriate. Okay. It has been a while since I've done this. Hopefully I still remember how to do it. Do it. Okay, let's see. Get my little paint pot there so we know what color I'm using. Alright. Get my nice water. Yeehaw. Okay. Pop this out. Get a bit of Lamy and medium in there. And now let's get to painting. I think this will be... No, this won't be my first time painting green flesh on a brown base coat. I have painted green on brown a little bit in a previous model that I did offline just to test out the process. The process. Can't believe I just said Lee in the year 2024. But I think it was a pretty good success. Black undercoating is overrated, I say. Well. Okay, maybe black undercoating isn't necessarily overrated, but when you have a color scheme that relies on a lot of coppery browns, starting with a brown base coat actually saves you a fuck ton of time. At least that's what I've heard. Le Epic Wargamer, how dare you? How dare you? But no, starting with a brown-colored base coat has been a real time saver on the first test mini that I did. I mean, granted, the sort of copper armor color scheme that I go for is very, like, bronze and brown. But even still, like, I even feel like with one layer of... Even with one layer of the green, that's starting to come through a whole lot nicer than it would on a black base coat. How was the Warhammer game the other day? Dude, it was so much fucking fun. See, the thing I like about Dungeons & Dragons is that I get to be a funny little fantasy man rolling around, getting into fights, right? With Warhammer, you get to be like 20 little funny fantasy men all at the same time. And then you have to roll a bunch of dice and do a lot of math as to, you know, whose toughness meets whose strength and yada yada yada. But no, it was great. I fucking crushed it. I won the game. I'm not sure if that was just beginner's luck or the fact that my opponent just brought a tub full of models and was like, I'm gonna make the list on the fly. This guy, yeah, whatever, we'll see how that works. It didn't work out well for him. It did not work out well for him at all. More than happy to chalk it up to beginner's luck, though. I mean, from my perspective, it's like... Did everyone have a fun time? If yes, then great. You've all played a wonderful... It's all been a wonderful Wargame Wednesday. No. But no, like, it's a different kind of strategic thinking. You know, tabletop games like Dungeons & Dragons is very, like, if this, then that sort of thing. Warhammer relies a lot more on dice rolls than I feel like D&D does. Like, in a game of 40k, the way that I felt was very much like, you know, even if something looks entirely one-sided, like you've got a pack of, like, weedy little grunts running up and punching a super tank with their bare hands, it could still go either way. Even though the odds might be in your favor, it still very much comes down to dice rolls, and nothing is guaranteed. Some things can be the closest you can get to being guarantees, but... You know how it is. Making a list on the fly is powerful energy. Honestly, making a list on the fly is a powerful privilege, I say. To have that many models, you can just shove everything in a tub and be like, this one, that one, this one, who knows? We're making it up. Also, the beard looks great. Thank you. It's been a long few weeks. I haven't had time to shave. It's been a long couple of weeks, and now I'm sort of at the point where I'm like, you know what? Let's just see where this goes. I at least need it to grow long enough so that I can have fun with it when I eventually get rid of it. You know? Like, eventually I'll get to the point where it's like... Listen, when I do shave it, I want to, like, shave it in chunks so I can see how I would look with, like, a shitty goatee and then, like, a shitty mustache. You know what I mean? I want to have fun with it. I want to be like, okay, here's what I look like with just the sideburns removed. Here's what I look like with just the shitty goatee. Or maybe I'll just shave it. Maybe I'll just shave it all on my face and then just keep the neckbeard. Just, like, absolutely clean shaven except for the neck. That'd be a power play, honestly. I don't see anyone try to pull off that look. And you know what? I'm all about alternative fashion. And that, well, how much more alternative can you get than that? I'm insane. Got to a point, you could keep it, that's how I started. Oh, good grief. I mean, it still feels pretty alien to me, but so does getting my ears pierced, and that happened. That did happen. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure where I stand on it as of yet. I'm gonna keep it going for a little bit, and then we'll see where we go. I'm thinking I'll try to do makeup with the beard, like, once, and then the novelty is gonna wear off. That's my vibe, honestly. I'm gonna be like, hey, this is cool and unique and never been done before. Ah, back to normal. Change is scary. I don't like change. There we go. It's kind of hard getting these guys little shoulder things. Like, it's really easy for the paint to pool over their shoulder lumps. Shoulder lumps? I guess that's just what their shoulders are. What are shoulders if not lumps? Okay. Actually always wanted a crazy wizard beard. Hey, if anyone could pull it off. I feel like once you get to a length where you can stroke it, then that's like a sentence that can be taken well out of context. But you know what I mean. Okay, I'm getting these layers on really thinly. So it's like, I think I can afford to thicken them up a little bit. I'm still definitely getting used to the beard. Like, for me, I've always associated beards with, like, being morbidly depressed. Because that's usually, like, the one circumstance in which I start to, you know, grow out the facial hair. Like, when I'm like, oh, I don't want to get out of bed or do anything, so I'm not going to shave my face. And because I'm a man who's brimming with testosterone, if I don't shave my face for 2 days, you know about it. But now I'm here on the other side of it, and I'm like, okay, I have to remind myself that I'm actively going through and, like, actively attempting to grow out the beard. And I have to remind myself that, no, I'm not shaving it because I'm horridly depressed. I'm fine. Yes, I know that's what somebody who is depressed would say, but shut up! Having to paint an atom of skin between 2 armor plates. God, welcome to my life. I'll do you one better. Having to paint an atom of skin between armor plates while also trying to keep the model in a position that catches the light and makes it visible to the camera. Like, I could like, literally, the most conducive way for me to paint this, like this section under here, is literally like this. You can't see shit when I do that. You can't see a thing! Hello from Dublin, Ireland? G'day! Yeah. I love getting those little messages. It's like, hello from X, hello from here, come to Brazil. It makes me feel connected with an intergalactic community... Nope, not intergalactic. International community of nerds. We always forget that people live in other countries. Well, as somebody who lives in Australia, I definitely haven't forgotten. Anytime I get comments, it's always like, what, are you British? I don't know why I said that in a British accent, because that kind of defeats the purpose of the comment that I'm making fun of, but still! Shots fired. I am here to fire shots. And take no prisoners. I'm having the same pain with a Nightgear model from Fallout Wasteland Warfare. Ooh. I mean, I'm sorry to hear that, first of all. Is the Fallout minigame, like, good? I keep seeing they do, like, Humble Bundle collections for the Fallout minigame, or the Fallout, like, role-playing game minis a lot. And I can never tell whether they're really pushing it, because it's like, oh, you know, it's a big franchise thing, so, like, Bethesda's paying them a lot of money to do it. Or, like, no, this is actually a really good game, and lots of people play it and really enjoy it. Because I swear to God, anytime, like, a new game comes out, and I always think to myself, like, oh, this is just a corporate shill, nobody's buying this. People actually turn around and go, like, hey, this fucks, actually. And every time I go, like, hey, this looks like it fucks, everyone turns around and goes, like, no, this is actually a corporate shill, you absolute moron. You jackass. Fuck you. And then I go, hey, don't talk to me like that, that's really mean. Oh, dang, that's an orc. That's a mega orc. A mega knob. Hey, orcs, 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 orcs. We love orcs in this house. We love all the other guys, but I don't know. I just like orcs. One day I'm gonna have, like, a full army of just about everybody. One day. It's gonna take me some time, though. The only downside to finally playing my first ever game of 40k is that I'm like, okay, cool, I had a great time, but I'm also very cognizant of the fact that I had a great time playing the smallest possible game of 40k you can. Like, I played with 1,000 points, and I'm like, cool, I need 3,000. I need 3,000 right now. Which means I gotta paint a fuck ton of things. I gotta paint a shit ton of stuff. Nightkin purple orc joke. Oh, we love the purple orc bit in this house. Never gets old. Do you like Warhammer Fantasy? Well, YouTube user Ryan. In terms of, like the old world fantasy, or, like, fantasy battles, I haven't steeped too far in that. I don't think... I don't know, I enjoy Warhammer the Old World. I think that the aesthetic is, like, really good. But, like, I think that the aesthetic of, the Old World isn't, like, 100% my thing. It's one of those things that I can appreciate from a distance, but I don't think I'm, like, jumping out of my seat to get, you know, like, what are they called? Like, the Orc and Goblin tribe army for the Old World. Age of Sigmar, on the other hand, I can definitely see myself getting into. Like, it's funny that you mentioned that. I've actually been looking at, picking up a pack of, brutes. Like Uruk Brute from Age of Sigmar, because their base is the same size as the War Boss model in 40k, and I was thinking about kit bashing a couple of Orc War Bosses using the Brutes from Age of Sigmar, because War Bosses are a really good unit to field, and also, you can't buy them anymore. Like, the Orc War Boss is, like, it should be one of the most, like, staple units in the game. Like, it's just a base orc concept, but you cannot buy the default War Boss model anywhere. I've never seen it. So I have to take matters into my own hands. We should play a game of something at PAX Oz next year? Hell yes. I mean, I was planning to bring a kill team down to PAX Australia the last time that I was there, but I kind of chickened out at the last minute because... Well, A, my kill team wasn't painted, so I was just going to bring a bunch of my boys, which I could use as a sort of proxy kill team. And B, I kind of felt bad about bringing a bunch of Warhammer models in, like, in my luggage. Because A, that takes up a ton of space, right? And two, Like, I had to transport some of my Space Marines when I first started painting from Australia to Canada, and some of them broke in transit because I put them in a fucking suitcase like an idiot. And I still feel bad about that. I still haven't fixed them up either. They're sitting on my fucking shelf, absolutely just bonkered, because I just haven't got around to fixing them up. Also because they were my first paint jobs, and their painting is really bad. So I'm like, okay, I can glue you back together, but you look like you would bring shame upon my household. So I'm almost leaving you here in disarray, out of shame. But also, even though I spent like 90 bucks on you, or something crazy like that. I don't know why my camera's doing that. That's it. Whoa, hello. Hello, why are you doing that? Stop doing that. Why are you doing that? Oh my god. Holy shit. Okay, I don't know if is that coming out on the... Yeah, this is... Oh, give me 1 second here. What the fuck is that? The stream's turning green! Are we good? I guess we're fine. Oh my god. I don't know what that was, but it looks like we're through it. Yeah, transporting all my stuff to a Adepticon. Yeah, that's gotta suck, dude. Like my Space Marines couldn't make the journey. Imagine taking something that actually, you know, is worth breaking. Like, I'm just looking at the, I'm just imagining the Dakajet that's still sitting on my shelf, half finished. And if I was to, like, stick that to a base with its little, like, transparent plastic support, I'm not gonna put that in a suitcase. It'll snap clean in half. You kidding me? Also, because they all look like they're spacemen holding, like, tiny little guns and shit like that, I feel like they're gonna get picked up by TSA. It'll be like, hey, what the fuck is this? Are these nuclear weapons? No, 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 that's just a stomper. Leave me alone. Can you even play, like, games of 40k at PAX? Can you even play games of 40k at PAX? I guess there are some, like, wargaming tables over there, I remember seeing. But not, like... I don't know, I guess I would imagine if like, lots of people played Warhammer at PAX, then, I imagine there'd be, people walking around with, like, battle suitcases full of Imperial Titans and whatnot. Give me that tasty Warhammer. Hell yeah. Love this. Love these little boys. Okay, I think... Okay, don't... That was a bad thing to say. I definitely thinned down my paint a little too much on this go around, so I'm just gonna have to dab that up a little bit. Just gonna have to dab him up. I can also be a little bit more liberal with the way that I'm applying the paint around his teeth. I'm sort of sitting here going like, oh no, I can't get any green on his teeth, and I'm like, the teeth are brown. I'm gonna need to paint them anyway, so like, who cares if I slap a bit of green on there? You know what I mean? Now lick the paint. Twitch.tv user Sabatonium, I'm not going to do that, because that's toxic, probably. I would imagine, anyway. Then again, I know that there's those, like, absolutely insane people out there who, like, lick the tips of their brushes after they're done with them to make sure to, like, keep them pointy. And I'm like, how much paint are you eating over a lifetime? I've asked them this. I have straight up looked someone in the eye after they, like, fucking, like, put the tip of their brush in their mouth, like, to clean it off. And I'm like, hey, how do you not have lead poisoning? And it looked me dead in the eye and said, oh, I do. And I was like, well, at least you're honest about it. At least you're honest about it. You kind of have to organize a game at PAX. Adepticon, you could find people. Oh, I would imagine that Adepticon is just like a real life fucking Pokemon village. If you just randomly make eye contact with someone from across the room, they run over towards you and you start battling with your tiny little fantasy men. Or spacemen. Space is fantasy in its own way. Fuck you. I'm sure I'll get out to Adepticon one of these days. Like I keep hearing people talk about it. Like I was actually yeah, who was I talking to? I was talking to someone about Adepticon recently. Who was it? Oh yeah, it was I ran into Tack from the Play on Tabletop Battle Report channel at a YouTube event that I went to this week. And we just like fucking talked about Warhammer all night because we're like, hey, we don't know anybody here and we both like the same fantasy games. Let's just talk about Warhammer all night. And it was great. What a guy. I didn't get a chance to meet you last PAX, but I think we have lots of mutual friends. Oh, nice! Hell yeah! My interests are niche, and I am all for that. YouTube user miscast. And talking to people at PAX was like, you know, honestly one of my favorite parts about about my trip back to Australia. Like, I love that I'm at a stage where, like, people will come up and say hi to me and start talking about all the random nerd shit that I post about on the internet. Because I'm like, this is great. I'm getting social interaction, and I didn't have to start this. I fully, like, am experiencing the joys of, like, interacting with another human being, and I did not have to approach or talk to anybody. This is the best of both worlds. I almost did that. I almost drank my paint water instead of my Red Bull. Twitch.tv uses Sabatonium. I think we've all done that at least once. Actually, you know what? I lied. I haven't done that. I've never drank the paint water. And you know what? That means I'm a god and I'm better than all of you. It'll happen someday, but until it happens, I'm allowed to be an asshole about it. Where are we? I just started an orc series. Hell yeah! We loves orcs in this house. We loves orcs in. Well, I guess that's how an orc would say that. So, I guess it technically works. I just started an orc series. I gotta check that out. I'll make a note of that. I'll make a note to look that up later. Okay, I pressed like 2 buttons and all my windows are gone. Where are we? But yeah, after playing my first game on last weekend, after I played my first game last weekend, I'm now like my head is racing, full of like, okay, I could build this list and I could build this list and I could do this thing and this thing. Like my mind is just racing with possibility. You know what I mean? Which I know is not going to be great for my wallet, but I have a new challenge. I have a new goal for the year 2025. That's the one that's coming up, right? My goal for 2025 is to, if possible, fund the entirety of my weird little nerdy hobbies with the money that I make from YouTube. Now, again, the money that I make from YouTube isn't a lot, right? But every now and again, I have a short that, you know, pops off, where I'll do, like, one of my little Warhammer lore videos that, you know, tends to do the rounds, or that people seem to really enjoy. And, like, I think I make, like, on a good month, if I'm, like, actively posting every day, I can make, like, I think like $100 on YouTube, which will get me like one thing a month. But like if I keep doing it and I keep like pushing stuff out there, I'm like, maybe I can do a little bit more. Maybe I can do a little bit more. Honestly, in my foolish self, I make a paint concoction as an immediate Orxian. Love your models, by the way. Thank you, YouTube user McBirdie Bird. I'm glad my labors are appreciated. I am so, like, genuinely terrified to even attempt, like, mixing paints. I am always of the mind that, like, it has to come straight from the pot. It has to be the exact proper Citadel color that I want. Because I feel like if I mix paints together, I'm not going to get it to be the right shade ever again. And then all of my paints are going to be inconsistent. And I know that's fine. You know, like, I'm the person, like, one of my big things when I'm, one of my big things when I'm sort of going through and, like, you know, painting and stuff like that, one of the big things that I tell people is that, like, it's okay. Like, you're just having fun. This isn't professional. Like, little mistakes or, like, tiny little imperfections, that's okay. You know, like, you don't have to hold yourself to golden demon standards because you're just here to have fun. And then I will also immediately turn around and go like, oh, if all of my orcs aren't the exact same color, I'm going to go jump off the Golden Gate Bridge. And I choose the Golden Gate Bridge specifically because it's very far away from where I live in order to make sure that that never happens. Listen, I know I'm a hypocrite. People never take their own advice. That's the one thing I've learned. Gonna check my paint mixture sheet. Oh, God. You got a sheet for it? If I was to mix paints, I'd be like, oh, shit. I just feel it out, you know? Because it's art, man. It's paint. You just gotta go with the flow. I don't know. Oh, this is a really watery mix. Like, look at all those brush strokes there. Look at all those brush strokes in that shoulder. That's what you'd hate to see. I don't know. But yeah, I always tell people, like, yeah, I always tell people, like, just have fun with it, you know? Just have fun with it. Okay. I actually don't think this... So this is one of my commandos that I still need to paint. When I played my first game last weekend, I had a couple of models that, I had a couple of models that still weren't fully painted, and I was convinced that, like, the fact that I had some models unpainted was going to be the thing that lost me the game. Because you get 10 victory points at the end of the game if your army is, like, fully painted, right? But then my opponent rocked up and was immediately like, yeah, half my shit's not painted too, like, you're good. And then I won by 30 points, so it wouldn't have mattered anyway. Blah. From whenever it says I mix bright green, Mephiston red, and light yellow, that's a wild mix for orc skin, my guy. Because, like, that's... When it comes to orc skin, like, that's... You want that color to be consistent across all of your models. Having to get those ratios right every time, that's gonna be difficult. I couldn't do that, and therefore I assumed that it's a Herculean task. I mean, I say that, but, like, chances are if I can't do something, then it just takes the bare bones minimum effort that I am just simply not willing to put into, like, 90% of things. Okay, you know what, I take that back. I'm willing to put effort into things. I just don't half the time. There's a lot of wiggle room in the ratios. Yeah, I guess. I guess that's true. I feel like I just probably beat myself up about it too much. Like, I would go like, it's not the same. Burn it all down, start again. Get it out of here. To the warp with you. I don't know. Thin it out, slap the boys with a nice coat. Put a highlighter or whatever. That's true. I mean, for me, most of the color of my orc flesh comes from the shade paints that I use. So I guess I could be a little bit more forgiving with uneven skin tones. Because, yeah, I start with a good layer of, Death Guard green. And then I, like, layer that on with, the Beal-Tan green shade paint. Yeah, so I really let my shade paints do the heavy lifting. You can hear all about this in my, orc painting tutorial that I'm putting together. Well, okay, it's not a tutorial necessarily, because I don't believe... Unless you're like trying to teach someone like a very specific like methodology, or you know, like an actual like procedural way of like doing paint stuff. I don't believe in tutorials that are like, here's how to paint an Imperial Fist, or like, here's how to paint fucking Ballistus Dreadnought. Because from that, in terms of like how to paint it, you just paint it. There's no rules. You can paint it whatever color you want. And yes, I know that people only name those videos those kinds of things because it's like SEO or marketing or it gets people interested. But yeah, I'm putting together a little video of how I do my orcs. Which isn't to say it's the correct way to do orcs, or even that it's necessarily a good way to do orcs. It's just a way that I like to do them. I like it. I like it. God, there's like an atom of skin in his like little shoulder there. Can I get in there? Oh god. Immediately regret that. Didn't need to do it. Then again, like, I mean, I find that half the time when I'm, like, watching painting tutorials, they'll be like, you know, here's how to, like, okay, so in this step in the tutorial, you just put down a layer of yellow paint. And then, just with, like, advanced knowledge of paint ratios and, like, excellent brush control, they do the most insanely great, like, layer of paint that you've ever seen get put on a model in your entire life. And it's like, oh, okay, the secret to this tutorial is just do it good. Like, you're literally just, like, taking the same acrylic paint that everyone has access to, but you're just, like, doing it better. Like, there's no hidden technique. It's all muscle memory. It's all chemical ratios. You're all just shooting from the hip and making a fucking masterpiece, you asshole. You dumb piece of idiot shit. I hate you. Give me your secrets. You know, that's what I like to do. That's how I like to talk to people on the internet, apparently. Okay. Ooh, I like this song. One of my go-to like soundtracks to listening to while I stream is the soundtrack to League of Legends. Which I know, yes, I am a reformed League of Legends-ear. You can all make fun of me for that. I do it enough on a daily basis. But the soundtrack is good. Like, it is, like, one of the pinnacle video game soundtracks I've ever heard in my entire life. And they even let you use it for streams and stuff. Like, they have a specific, like, creator-safe playlist that you can literally use for, like, streams and things like that, as long as you're not directly making money off of it in any major way. Which I think is nice. I think it's nice of this multi-million-dollar company to allow me, Ethan, to use the music that they spend millions of dollars producing. I think that's really kind of them. And as a result, they're allowed to get away with any kind of labor crime they want. Nope, that's not a good joke. I think they do labor crime. Then again, what game studio doesn't these days? Ah, poor game devs. Okay. Whoops, I absolutely slapped green on a place that I should not. I fucked up. Oh well. Just want to make sure I get all the green in there. Supergiant Games? Ooh, yeah, Supergiant Games do great soundtracks. I really like... Well... Okay, hot take. I do have a hot take about Supergiant Games and the music that they make. I think the soundtrack to Hades is just okay. I think the soundtrack to Hades is just okay. It works well within its context. It's great for the game that they made. But I tried listening to the Hades soundtrack, like, doing just, like, general work things. And I was like, you know what? I don't actually want to listen to this. They cooked, but they didn't cook hard enough. Not for me. I may give the soundtrack a listen, but I usually listen to podcasts or other weird videos in the background. Honestly, I do too. But that would be a weird thing to listen to during a live stream. Like, imagine if I was just sitting here painting my miniatures while you were watching, and then I was just, like, listening to the basement yard in the background. But how about Pyre? I don't actually know the soundtrack to that. I don't think I've heard that soundtrack before. Listen, chances are if anything is, like, hip or cool... I haven't heard about it and I haven't engaged with it. Because I am neither hip nor cool. Funnily enough. Hold on, I need to drink Sprite. Also, I was referring to the absence of Supergiant's labor crimes. Yet. No, I don't think they'll do labor crimes. I hope they don't. Did I really happen to catch a live in live? Yes, you did. YouTube user Jean Guy Roger. I'm just painting my little guys. Love your orc. I'm painting the Battle Sisters Combat Patrol for my sister at the moment. Hell yes. We love the Battle Sisters in this house. One day I'll paint some Battle Sisters. One day. Someday. I'm looking at one of my orc models. He's odd looking, though he's an unfinished boy I bought in a group of boys on eBay. I mean, the weirder an orc looks, the more orky they are when you think about it. And you know, that's what I really value about the orcs. You don't need to be a perfectionist. You don't need to be lore accurate. You can just be weird. You can just be crazy, and it works. Like, I was, I've been looking into, like, 3D printed models lately, just out of curiosity, see what's out there. And I've been looking at a lot of Station Forge models lately, because they do some really good work in the stuff that they put out. But it's like, I look at a lot of the, like, proxy, Space Marine models that they make, or, like, a lot of the proxy, like, Imperial Guard models that they make, and it's like, you can really tell that it's not official Warhammer. Like, the Space Marines do kind of look like bootleg Space Marines. Like, their helmets are roughly similar. The armor and the shoulder pads is roughly similar as well. But at the end of it, you're like, this is clearly like a 3D printed model. The orc proxies they have, fucking seamless. It's like, oh, this could 100% be a Games Workshop orc mod. Well, not 100%, but maybe like 80% looked at it from a distance. Because as long as you get the funny little, like, slobber-toothed green man look down, you're good. You are good. G-O-O-D. They got no stock price to worry about, which helps, I think. Oh, yeah, that'll definitely help. The guy who shipped them shipped all 10, or he's super glued together, and it'd take the power of Gork and maybe more to tear the limbs apart without them breaking. Super glue is fucking wild. I hate any time that I have to use it, because I always glue my fingers together. I always do it! Do I have a personally branded painting desk? I do! Bam! Legal Christian name. Not a stage name. Etched and burned and everything. This was my birthday present to me this year from my partner. She bought it for me and I am eternally grateful. It's very nice. It's portable too. Normally I paint on the couch while watching television programs. But also sometimes I put it on my desk to, you know, branding. Let's go branding. So I have to get my paintbrush through 2 different swords, a chainsword, and a normal looking Sharpie. Oh no! Having to, like, get a paintbrush, like, in between shit is always my worst nightmare. Even these Meganobs is hard enough. I will say, though, for this Meganob here, I did, like, glue a bunch of, like, wires and shit around his arm. Like, these wires aren't supposed to be here. I just put them there because I wanted to be extra. And now I'm immediately like, I'm not going to be able to paint anything underneath that. Like, this is fucked. Plus, if you ever lose it, people will know who to return it to. They'll know who to return it to, but then they'll also be like, hey, this shit rocks. I'm keeping this. All I'm doing by having my name etched into this thing is I'm preventing somebody from using it to become internet famous. Because now they can't stream their fucking Warhammer painting process because it's got my name on it, and they'll see that they're a dirty, dirty stealer. Then again, they could also just burn the name off and burn their own name into it. Not even an inch of room between the swords and the chest. Oh, good grief. Good grief. And on a small human model, too? God damn. I painted a guardsman once, and immediately was like, these guys are way too fucking small. I've been painting these guys for so long that I always forget that, like, actual regular humans are bloody tiny. And that these guys are fucking huge. They're just so bloody huge. God, the Meganobs are ugly. Why are you like this? Why are you like this? It's such an old kit, man. Needs an update. As somebody who bought the Combat Patrol Eldar, I feel that. Yeah, the Eldar are super spindly. They got, like, human-sized limbs, and also got really tall fucking heads. Why are their heads so tall? I don't like it. Put them through a blender. Shrink them down. A blender doesn't make you shrink. A blender is going to cut you up and eviscerate you. Unfortunately, no super chat today. The new job starts soon. Unforgivable. Your only worth to me is financial. No, that's absolutely not true. I value everybody who appreciates my work and the silly little content that I create. And it's okay. There'll be plenty of other chances in the future. Or maybe not. I just started playing Balatro, so maybe that'll... Maybe I'll disappear into a fucking hole and just do that for the rest of my life. Seriously, I started playing Balatro for like... I was about to say 15 minutes, but that was a fucking lie. I started playing Balatro, and then I was like, damn, this tutorial's really long. Like, when is it going to kick me out and put me into the actual game? And then I realized the tutorial ended ages ago, and I had been playing Balatro for 2.5 hours. 2.5 hours! On the other hand, I might get to paint Uber Spider Lady soonish. Hell yes! I love it when an army that I don't know much about gets, like, new models or, like, new updates or, like, new shit. Because everyone's going like, yo, Spider-Woman's here! Spider-Woman's here! She's come out of the Spider-Verse and she's spidering up the place! And I'm like, are you people real? Because I love that for you. I really do love that for you. What? Says YouTube user Jasko Null. Love that! For the love of everything, I barely have any black spray paint. I can't find the white primer, so I'm gonna try to make this work. Godspeed! I think I'm gonna move to brown spray paint for my orcs, because, like, the copper metal color scheme that I use for them is, like... It's super easy. Like, I found that I've just, like... Because the brown scheme that I paint them with is, like... It's like a lighter brown than the brown that I use for their darker armor. But, like, it's so much easier to darken a light brown than it is to make a black, dark brown. I don't know how that makes sense, but it does make sense. Believe you me. Looks great, thank you! YouTube user Coin Laundry TV. I appreciate it. Alright. Yo, yo! Okay. Now this is good. I like this. This guy doesn't actually have a lot of, well, he's got actually, no, he's got a bit of green on his arm there that I still need to do. He's got a bit of green on there on his arm that I still need to do. Yo, yo! Twitch.tv user, the Tooth Fairy 1. What's poppin'? How we doing? I'm painting orcs. Let's see. Yeah, I'm just sort of like doing this guy in chunks here. So, chunks, huh? Okay. That's a nice orc. Thanks, man! I love me my funny little orcs. Okay, I'm definitely getting green paint all over the copper metal of his arm here. But I simply do not care. I'll go over and I'll, like, fix it up. Fix up the browns later. I just need to make sure the green arms are taken into consideration. Okay. Also, I don't think I have him around here. I'm new to the hobby, painting my first army, Nurgle Demons and Death Guard. Hell yes! Disgusting. Absolutely vile, boys. We love them. I do like the Nurgle lads. I do like the Nurglos. I got him sprayed, but now my hand looks plague-ridden. God, that's the worst part. Whenever you're spray painting minis and you just get it all over your hand, I do that all the time. What is the mini you're most proud of? Where is he? No, I don't have any of my minis in here. I'd probably say my Warboss in Mega Armor I'm super proud of, because A, I did a really good paint job, and B, that's the model I did with the, like, bomb hammer that he's holding. If you've like seen my work on YouTube and TikTok, I'm sure you might have seen it at least once, because I love to show them off. But Yeah, my Warboss in Mega Armor with the giant bomb hammer is definitely the mini that I'm most proud of, because that's the model that gets me recognized in my local store the most. Seriously, like anytime I bring in, like, I put my face on the internet so much. I know this is a weird example because I don't have my face on the internet, but my face is well known on the internet. Like, I've been making TikToks, Reels, YouTubes all the bloody time. I will go to my Warhammer store with my minis, and someone will be like, yo, that's the Warboss from TikTok. And I'm like, I'm the guy. I'm in that video. But you recognize... Well, yeah, they recognize him because he's got a giant fucking bomb hammer, and I get it. I'm smooking. I'm just goofing. Smooking? What the fuck was that? Hey, it's old Hickory Ham Mike. YouTube user Pancakes? How dare you. Don't ever refer to me as that ever again. It looks so gross, I love it. Hell yes. I've always had a soft spot for the Nurgle demons. They look fun to paint with all like gross pustules and like fucking oozing pustules. I guess that's the only way to describe the Nurgle demons and the Death Guard demons. For me, my Chaos faction of choice is the Emperor's Children, and I'm very excited about the new models that they've been teasing. I got a set of Legionnaires for my birthday last year, and so far I've painted one of them. About 80%. He's not done yet. There's just so much gold trimming on them. Fuck the Chaos Space Marines. Currently dying to paint my Tau Fireblade. Nice. I have a lot of respect for the Tau. They got some really cool models, really anime models. Like, I know that's definitely the market that they're going for. Those kinds of, like, Gundam-ass looking freakazoids. And, of course, I say freakazoid with the most, like, humbling respect that I could positively manage. But yeah, like, the Tau have never appealed to me, personally, but I like the fact that they're there. I cannot wait to, like, I really want to, what do you call it? I want to fight a Tau army one day. I don't want to paint a Tau army, but I want to fight them. Because they're just like blue anime fish aliens. They're the Covenant from Halo. Except Games Workshop made them too, like, morally good. So then they had to be like, oh no, they're, they enslave people. Yeah, everyone's still evil in this world. And I was like, you could have just made them good. Like, you could have just made them morally good, you know? Like, they don't... Like, I know it's the grim, dark universe, but how... It's the grim, dark, far future. But you know what's grim? You know what's dark? Having somebody who's actively trying to do good in the world and then not being able to because shit's fucked, man. Commander Farsight did literally use the power of friendship through a flashback to fight Khorne corruption, not beating the anime allegations. That's right. That is right. One of the other things that I really enjoy about Warhammer as a concept is the, like, what do you call it? Matchups. You know, like, I wouldn't anticipate the Tau fighting Chaos Demons, or, like, Chaos Space Marines, but they all live in the same universe. They may well fight each other. You never know what's gonna happen. Anything is possible. Just giving it a shot. The Orc model I'm proudest of is in the group of boys I got off eBay. He actually looks kind of normal. He just got shot in one hand and an axe chop in the other. Hell yeah! And just slapped some shoulder armor on him. Listen, the thing that, like, kit bashing and personalizing your models fucking rocks, you know? Like, it really allows you to get, like, an extra layer of ownership over the things that you create. And it's exactly that. It's creative. You are creating something, even though you're just gluing plastic pieces together from existing model kits. It still gives you a sense of, like, okay, I am achieving something. I am putting this thing in and, like, actively getting something out of it, and that shit fucks. I like the bugs. YouTube user I Heart Narcissism, you are so valid. You're so fucking valid, man. I still gotta paint my bugs. I got one of my bugs here. I got one of my bugs. Now this is a bug. That's a bug right there. I'm actually really happy with how these Tyranids came out. But I find that I need to be in the right mood to paint Tyranids. Because, like, they all look like this. They are all the same, and I know that's the point. That's like half of the appeal about them. Half of the appeal is that they're a swarm race of just grumpy little bugs that, like, all go at the same time and everything like that. So, like, I get it. But also, I want my models to be, like, individual and have, like, their own personality, because, like, if I have to paint the same fucking thing again and 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 again, I will go insane. That being said, I do want to get fucking as many individual orc boys as possible, just so I can have a green tide army and put 120 miniatures on the table at once. 120. That's my dream. I meant the wasp things. Oh, the Vespids! Yeah, they're technically Tau, but, you know, the Tau have a lot of aliens under their purview. They're basically the Covenant from Halo. That's one thing I like about Nurgle minis. They don't need to look the same. All of my Plague Bearers look different. Hell yes. I mean, I am kind of tempted to get the new Kill Team starter set, because it comes with, like, 5 Space Marines and 5 Death Guard for, like, super cheap. In the grand scheme of things. The original Kill Team starter set was, like, $110, and it came with, like, fucking 20 models, right? And a bunch of terrain. The new Kill Team starter set is $110, but it comes with 10 models. And, like, cheap-looking terrain. That I'm upset about. Ooh, excuse me. I tried replaying the entirety of Space Marine 2 on Angel of Death mode. I died at least 13 times, having played only 4 missions. I respect that. Haven't played Space Marine 2 yet, because it cannot run on the Steam Deck, but when it does, it may be the only force in the universe that can pull me away from playing Balatro. God, Balatro is so fucking fun. I played it for 2 hours now. 2 hours! That's it! And it's already sunk its claws into me. Chaos and rot affects everyone differently. I mean, that's just a general rule of thumb for life, you know? Like, that doesn't even just apply to the 41st millennium. Like, that's just the real world, son. Okay, what am I doing? What am I doing? Is there anything else I can paint on you, I wonder? You know what, I think I can get some... I think I might start painting their pants. The pants are usually pretty simple, because it's just like Abaddon black. Do I have that here? Yes, I do. Love that. Another orc I have that I personally slapped together out of the boys is a... Boys has a big-ass front. I'm pretty sure a war boss who's holding a massive shooter. His other arm is a cut-up claw. Hell yes. I love orcs that are just, like, chopped together bits and pieces of other models. That's what I'm looking to do. I'm actually looking to buy a box of brutes from Age of Sigmar. So, like, the fantasy version of the big orcs, because I want to build some war bosses, but you can't buy war boss models anymore. Which I think is crazy. It's the war boss. What are you doing? Yo, Balatro is the best. Maybe it was a mistake to buy Balatro. I will say, though, Balatro was the only force in the universe that may be able to, like, actively get me to stop playing Bloons Tower Defense 6. And that's saying something. I love Bloons Tower Defense 6. What's up? Not much, YouTube user Klepto. What's up with you? I'm just painting my little plastic fantasy man. I'm just painting my boys. My mega boys. My mega knobs. I should probably be preparing for my D&D session this weekend, but fuck that, I'll figure it out. Balatro, I think, had a chance at winning Game of the Year at the Game Awards before Jeff Keighley changed the rules so that DLC can win. Yeah, it's... Listen, I don't know what the fuck's going on with Elden Ring. Like, that's... I don't understand it, and I'm scared to understand it. Like, everyone's going like, yo, Elden Ring's the fucking best, you know? Like, I don't want to go anywhere near it with a 10-foot pole because I feel like... I don't know. I'm sure I would love Elden Ring if I gave it a try. But everyone's, like, screaming at it like it's the best thing ever. Like, I don't know, I have this weird thing that, like, the more someone tells me something is good, the less I actively want to, like, experience it. And that has stopped me from experiencing a lot of things in my time. Like, that's a flaw that I have that I need to work on. Because I need to remember that people want me to experience good things and love me for who I am, and they're not trying to fuck with me. Can't stay, glad I could come in there. No worries, YouTube user Klepto. It's always good to see your face here. Because I can see your face, remember that. Remember. Remember. He has an Ultramarines shoulder piece and it's just terrible. Yeah, kit bashing is like... It's a skill. You learn the ins and outs, you know? Like... Every now and again... Like, like... Learning to build models is, like, almost as much of a skill as learning to paint models. If you're gonna go off-book and try to do things yourself, you know? Like, even this model that I'm working on right now, right? Like, I've glued... Like, I sort of spoke about it before. Like, I glued all these, like, wires sort of, like, underneath this combi launcher here. And I thought it was like, yeah, cool. It's, like, you know, cool fucking, like, electrical wires and mechanics and stuff like that. It's gonna make it physically impossible to paint anything, like, on the side of his leg. Like, I'm just not gonna be able to get in with a brush and paint, like, his section of pant there. In fact, I'm gonna try it now. Nope! I can't do it. I literally can't, like, angle the brush the correct and appropriate way. Insane! No, well. That's fine. It'll just be one of those tiny little details that only I see. Which will drive me insane! I'm just a disembodied neon pumpkin face my friend made before they disappeared. Horrifying! I'm happy for you, though. Okay, there we go. Alright. This is good. I gotta remember to go live to paint more often. It's just chill. I just like it. I like it. Although I haven't had a lot of time these last couple of weeks to just stream in general, you know? Like, it's been a busy time. I got a lot of paperwork. I got a lot of meetings, got a lot of business. I'm a busy man. I went to, like, an officially sanctioned YouTube event this week. I ate a charcuterie board at a film studio. It was great. I loved it. I had a good time. Painting time. I'm a paint as well. Hell yes! We love painting in this house. Yeah, so let's just get this black right on in there. I will say the only whack thing about priming with a non-black color is that I need to go in and like make everything black after the fact. Which is annoying because the best way to get like a good solid black is to like spray it as an undercoat. What's this one's name? Well, Twitch.tv user Mac Olay. I don't know. I don't give my orcs names or lore until I've built them, because half of the time when I'm thinking about like who is this orc deep down, half the time that shit like when I create lore for my like little orc lore videos, that is literally me just turning on a camera and being like, all right, what's some dumb shit that I can say? Yeah, sounds about right. You're reminding me that I should stream drawing sometimes instead of just video games. That's absolutely right. Twitch, that's a YouTube user Pancakes. I mean, I feel like... Yeah, I feel like these creative streams are really, like... It definitely took me a while to find these sorts of creative streams relaxing. Like, I remember when... God, remember when I used to draw pictures? But yeah, back when I used to, like, draw pictures... That sounds so trivial when I say it that way. Back when I used to do digital art... There we go. Back when I used to do digital art, and I would, like, try doing some, like, creative streams on, like, Twitch and stuff like that, I would always, like, psych myself out, sort of thing. And the same thing sort of happened with, like, mini painting streams, too. But then I was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna, like, slap a camera down. I'm just gonna, like, painting. There's no, like, face cam or anything like that. The only personality I have is, like, this weird little spider finger thing that I can do. And I'm just like, I'm just gonna vibe. I'm just gonna vibe and chill. And, like, when I started thinking about it like that, everything changed. Are you dual streaming right now? There's people in chat that I'm not seeing. No, you're going paranoid. YouTube user pancaked. No, I do multi-stream on YouTube and Twitch. I think primarily YouTube is like my main platform if I had to choose. But no, I basically just simulcast across YouTube and Twitch, just in case, like, I know that some people prefer Twitch. I don't really have a preference either way. And I will say, though, that when I, like, download these VODs to use in videos later, I do find that downloading the Twitch VOD is of a higher quality. So even if, like, I'm only... Wow, what the fuck am I trying to say? Even if the majority of my, like, you know, user engagement and fan base, quote-unquote, comes from YouTube.com, I still like putting the Twitch stream up there because it gives me a higher quality VOD that I can download later. At least for my editing purposes. Now, theoretically, I could also set the webcam to, I could also set my camera to, record as well as stream at the same time, but I'm doing this on a fucking old laptop, and I do not trust its battery capacity to do that. Holy shit, yeah, it's like burning battery. What do you mean you're at 53%? You're plugged in! God damn it. It's not plugged into the proper hole, though. Alright, I think, let's see, I've got, recording also takes up so much space. Yeah, And literally every, like, USB slot that I have is currently has something plugged into it, so I can't even get, like, an external hard drive in there. It's alright if you record to Matryoshka format, but then no app is able to take Matryoshka files. Except CapCut, that works. Alright, so I put the layer of green skin down. Green skin. This is what they call the orcs. You get it? Anyway. But yeah, I think I'm probably just going to wrap that up there for now. This is going to be a quick, short one today. What I'm trying to do with these is that I'm trying to, like, get, I'm trying to, like, record my process for, like, each individual part. So, like, now I'm painting the skin, and now I'm painting the this thing, and now I'm painting the that thing. Just so I can, like, do a, like put together a short little YouTube video afterwards, put a bit of commentary there. I don't know, people have been asking that. They've been asking me about painting videos like that for a while. I'm like, you know what, oh, fuck it, why not? So yeah, I do think I'm going to wrap it up there for now. Just going to be a quick, short one today. I hope everyone's having a wonderful Thanksgiving evening. And, yeah. You know? I'm still going to be pretty busy towards the end of the week, so streams probably aren't going to happen until next week, probably. But, yeah, I do want to sort of, like, carve out some time to just, like, paint and chill out and things like that, because it's fun. It's just a nice little space where I can sit down, chat, run my mouth off, and maybe someone thinks it's interesting. I don't know. Only you do. I'll be at your door Saturday. Horrifying! Well, I'm not gonna sleep tonight. Good night, everybody. May all your games be good ones. Yes, I still have your D&D stuff, Matt.